Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're actually going to be doing something that we do every time a PLE rolls around in the WWE, and that is predictions. So, today we're going to be doing the SummerSlam 2025 predictions, the first two-night SummerSlam, and I want to say thank you for 1,000 subscribers on here on YouTube. You might look at my Instagram followers and say, well, he wouldn't even care anything about these 1,000 followers, but I really do. I would rather have these 1,000 followers on YouTube than those 15,000 over on Instagram, just because I've worked so hard to get this 1,000 on YouTube, so I think it's very great. And honestly, I don't tell Instagram over there, but I like doing these videos a lot more just because I've been doing these for so long, and I've gotten all this set up for all of y'all just for the YouTube. So I know that was a bit energetic to start it off, but make sure to subscribe so we can get to 2,000 and maybe even someday get a plaque for 100,000. That's in the far future, I believe, but you never know. Without further ado, let's hop into the first match, which is Tiffany Stratton defending her championship against Jade Cargill. Now, I think that this match is going to be awesome, right? Every time you see a match like this, like obviously we're going to break down everything and I'm going to give my full opinions and predictions. I was going to go into these matches from a journalist standpoint, seeing if what Triple H and what the writers would see, what the bookers would see whenever they book this match, what they're thinking, and is it like who would they want to win? So that's what I was kind of going by. But the first thing I looked at was who has the momentum currently. So Tiffany, she's got momentum because she has, well, it's kind of a mixed up. It's like obviously Tiffany's gonna have the momentum because she is the champion at the end of the day. But sorry, my mic clamp is a bit loose. But Tiffany just defeated Nia Jax 2 times on the Mexico show, and defeated Trish Stratus at Evolution 2. Those were her biggest wins as of late. Though Jade Cargill, she defeated Chelsea Green on SmackDown, and she defeated Naomi at Evolution 2, which gives her that confidence booster, as well as that gives her the match against Tiffany Stratton here today at SummerSlam. So I think it's awesome to see this, but then we already know that Tiffany has been champion for 208 days. 208 days she's been champion. So do you make it come to an end, or do you not really go for it just yet? But with Naomi having a match and Bianca not being cleared yet because her finger can't fully extend, there's nobody that can cost Jade Cargill. But in my mind, I still cannot let go of the fact that Tiffany Stratton is your champion, and I don't think Jade Cargill is going to beat Tiffany Stratton. So my pick is Tiffany Stratton to retain her championship, and I think we will get, at some point, Jade Cargill versus Naomi versus Belair at some point during this reign of Naomi. And yes, that would cause Jade to go over to Raw. Yes, that would cause either Naomi can't come over to SmackDown because she has that championship. So Jade and Bianca could kind of invade Raw and go over there and win that, and try to win that championship, and that would cause a whole thing. I just like we need to see that before the time is over and before everything goes south. So yeah, I think that yes, that match is really good, and that match is going to be very, very good in ring. But no, sadly, I don't think that Jade Cargill is going to be winning that championship, even though sometimes I do think that and do wonder if she is. I don't think she is this time. Next up, we have Jelly Roll and Randy Orton. Jelly Roll in his first ever WWE match. They're going against the Logan Paul, the Maverick. Logan Paul, he's too humble, and Drew McIntyre. So, we obviously know that we really didn't even know if Drew McIntyre was going to make it to SummerSlam or not. We didn't know. He was stuck in England, and we did not know if he was going to be able to make it to SummerSlam in New Jersey this year. We didn't know. The Miz ended up stepping out and saying that if Drew cannot make it, he called a shot and said that he's going to take the spot of Drew if Drew can't make it. So, Logan sent somebody on a jet to go get Drew. Apparently, that's what he said in his vlog. Logan sent somebody out there to go get him on a jet, brought him back to America, and I'm guessing went and got his passport while he was there. And now we know that Drew McIntyre's here for SummerSlam, and we're going to get an awesome match between all these men. I am so excited. I think that this match is going to be super awesome. I'm ecstatic about this match, but that brings me to the thought of who's going to win. Obviously, Jelly Roll and Randy kind of have that momentum, especially getting the upper hand this week on Friday Night SmackDown. I think they got the upper hand on Drew and Logan. So I think that currently, Randy and Jelly have the upper hand, especially with them getting the upper hand, and with this being Jelly's first match, and this being the first two-night SummerSlam, they want to bring some cool attention, and having a music celebrity like Jelly Roll winning would bring some great things. And at this point, I feel like the storyline doesn't even matter, because I think that WWE and the writers will go with the approach of trying to bring new fans in, and doing that by having everybody around the world seeing Jelly Roll, whether that's their favorite music artist, whatever. Being the WWE, then that might catch some people's attention. So him winning would mean so much for the company, and it's like Logan Paul coming in. I don't think Jelly's going to have a long, long run. Either this is a one-time thing or no. Still, this is the first two-night SummerSlam. I think he's going to win with Randy Orton, and that's going to be my pick. But looking at the storyline, Randy defeated Drew at Saturday night's main event. So, obviously, Randy and Jelly did not stand tall at Saturday night's main event. But still, it's like throughout every week we've had, obviously we still have another SmackDown tomorrow to figure out if a storyline is going to be upgraded enough for me to change my mind on this. But honestly, I still have Randy and Jelly just because they're wanting to bring in new fans, and I think that's the only way to do it if you're really wanting to intrigue people. So I think that's going to be the best thing to possibly do in this situation. Next up, we have CM Punk going against Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. I am so excited for this match. But my only problem with this match is that CM Punk has to win. He has to. Honestly, listen here. I had a super hot take, okay? I had a unpredictable hot take that I thought of earlier whenever I was making this card, and I was putting this card in a Google Doc. I was thinking, could Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker end up causing CM Punk the championship, that continuing Seth Rollins' rivalry with CM Punk and bringing that back, so now both of them will have something to do whenever Rollins comes back, whenever that time may be, whether that's 6 months, whether that's next year, whatever. Whenever Rollins comes back, we should have a rivalry if Bronson and Braun causes Punk. I don't think he will. I don't think they will call CM Punk. I think that right now, Bronson and Braun have their sights set on their match as well as the main event of Night 2 and John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for that Undisputed Championship. I think that Rollins is going to pump fake completely, and because we all know Rollins attempted to get a cash in on whenever CM Punk faced John Cena. So that kind of tells me that A, he's won the Undisputed Championship, and B, he's wanting to cost CM Punk at the same time. So could he get his henchmen to go out there and cost CM Punk and then go out there during the main event of Night 2 and ended up cashing in on Cena? Could we see that? Is that an opportunity? We don't know yet. But honestly, I think if you're going to do it, I say you do it on Night 1. I say you let Rollins cash in on Night 1. That's not what I picked, though. My pick to ultimately win between CM Punk and Gunther, I'm picking CM Punk. This is going to be Punk's first win of his current run in WWE after leaving for 10 years. This is going to be his first title run. He needs it. He needs it bad. This is the only time we're going to see Punk get another opportunity like this in the main event division, the main event of SummerSlam. He needs this bad. This is an epic moment for CM Punk. If he wins this match right here, it's going to be, we're literally going to have a great roster of champions, especially after SummerSlam if we get what's right. So I tried to make it with my predictions here, where we still balance some champions retaining, but also some champions really coming out as new champions and stuff like that, where we come out with new storylines. And I think that the first two-night SummerSlam has to be a PLE, where storylines completely change. It's going to be a WrestleMania for storylines is what I'm thinking. We know, coming out of some PLEs throughout the year, we see people lose the World Heavyweight Championship, but then come back and win it later in the year, or even months after, weeks after. But I don't think that's going to be the case with this. I don't know where Gunther is going to go after this, but if Bronson and Braun cost CM Punk and Rollins cashes in, that'll screw over Gunther and CM Punk, because then Rollins is the champion. And that's what we really want ultimately. And in the main event, that's where main event of night 2 comes into play. Because Rollins Money in the Bank briefcase is going to be used up after that. So where does it go? These are the only 2 options. Either Bronson and Braun, or 3 options actually. Either Bronson and Braun just cost CM Punk, or we get Bronson and Braun costing CM Punk and Rollins cashing in that same night. But then the third option is CM Punk just winning clean and becoming your new World Heavyweight Champion. That's what I would prefer. Because I want to see Rollins cash in on John Cena or Cody Rhodes. We know Rollins and Cody have helped each other in the past. We know that Cody still owes Rollins a favor from what they said at WrestleMania 40 2 years ago. Or last year. But what do we see from this match that would really make us intrigued? I think that would mean giving CM Punk the championship. I think that would be big enough to have that as the main event of night 1. I think that night 1 will be awesome if we just give the title to Punk. Next up, we have Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez defending their women's tag team championships against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. I am so excited for this match, you don't even understand. I think that this match is going to change the whole trajectory of the Judgment Day storyline. I think that it has the opportunity to be one of the best matches of the night if Raquel can perform correctly. If Charlotte and Alexa use the tag team work they've been doing, I think that that will be perfect. And if Roxanne just beats Roxanne and does what she does, it will be an awesome match. But the match aside, the storyline, in full face, Alexa says that she is having fun teaming with Charlotte Flair. So I'm imagining, if I'm sitting in that room booking this match, if they give Alexa's opinion, Alexa's going to say she's having fun teaming with Charlotte, in which they will pull the trigger on giving the title to Charlotte and Alexa. Obviously, Raquel and Roxanne defended their titles at Evolution 2, one successfully retaining those championships. But I think this is where we draw the line. And that's why I'm going to pick Charlotte and Alexa to win the tag team championships and be your new champs. I think it's the only reasonable option. That's the only thing that's going to get me excited personally. So I'm excited to see where it all goes. But at the same time, you kind of got to make this a good enough match where it isn't just a storage filler. Because honestly, if you look at Evolution 2 and you look at this year's card, you're going to say, I could have booked that myself. Point blank. Half of these matches on this card right here is something that you could have looked at the Evolution 2 card. You could have looked at the WrestleMania card and said, hey, that's what's going to happen at the next PLE. You could have said that after King and Queen of the Ring. You could have said that after everything. So I think that's what's so important about why they need to do a better job of booking these PLEs. But the matches, the superstars they got, the in-ring workers that they got, they don't need to do anything better. They just need to put these in-ring workers together, storylines aside. We know Triple H loves the storylines, but sometimes you got to put them aside and do these great matches, and what he's doing right here. I think that's the only possible option. Hello, what?
Are you live?
Yeah.
Woohoo! We gotta get ready to go. Are you going with me?
No.
Okay, when I come home with groceries, you gotta come out here.
Whatever. All right. So now we're gonna see what match were we even on. I think Charlotte and Alexa is gonna win. That's where my line draws right there. I think that's what's best for the company. I think that's what's best for everything. I think Charlotte and Alexa definitely wins this match. I love every bit of it. I mean, that's just going to be point blank. That's going to be the end of that match right there. Next up, we have Roman Reigns and Jey Uso going against Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. Now, this would be the only thing that would make me think that Bronson and Braun is not going to cost anybody if Roman and Jey wins. But that's why I'm going to pick. This is going to be a short little answer here. I'm picking Braun and Bronson just due to the fact that Rollins is out with an injury for gosh knows how long. I think that is only right if they win and they keep this momentum heading into Rollins coming back. I think it's only right. They have to win something. They have to do something to keep themselves above board. They have to do something and get big enough wins to where they can stay afloat while Rollins is gone. So I think that would be only understandable, only right if Bronson and Braun win this match, and it wouldn't be a dirt drifting thing. It wouldn't be so bad for Roman and Jay because they haven't teamed in a while. They can really run with that storyline. I think it's perfect. I think Braun and Bronson have to win to keep that faction afloat, to keep everything afloat while Rollins is going. I think that's the only possible option, and if anybody thinks otherwise, I think they're kind of wrong. Next up, we're going to see Sami Zayn face Karrion Kross once again. I was very confused whenever this match was announced, just because we saw Karrion versus Sami at Raw last week, or the week after last week, or the week before last, and then we saw Sami versus Karrion at King and Queen of the Ring. So we saw this match happen 2 times now, and now there's no stipulation. It isn't a no DQ. It isn't nothing. It's a normal match. Karrion defeated Sami at Monday Night Raw 2 weeks ago. And then on this week's episode of Monday Night Raw, we saw Karrion and Sami sit down, where Karrion would bring out that metal pipe again and kind of threaten Sami with it. But where do we go from here? Do we get Karrion beating Sami? That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say Karrion beats Sami Zayn here. And I only think that because Karrion's lost so many times to Sami, and I think this will finally put the nail in the coffin. The fans are finally being really, really, really loud for Karrion Kross now. They're chanting for him on every episode of Monday Night Raw. There's multiple videos of during the show whenever he's not even out there. They're still chanting, "We want Karrion," or "We want Kross." They just have to pull the trigger on him and finally say, "Hey, you're moving up to the mid-card division. You're going to go win a championship. You have to do something before this time runs out." He has to do something that will make him somewhat useful. And Sami Zayn has to step up as well, because they have to put on an awesome match here, or people are going to fully wipe it under the rug, and it's just going to be another match. So Karrion has to win here. If Sami wins and he comes in with wrapped ribs, Karrion's winning. And if Karrion attacks him before the match, that's good as well. But I just say clean match, Karrion beats Sami. That's my obvious answer. And it's going to be pretty self-explanatory. I just think that Karrion's winning. I think it's only right. Next up, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. The main event of night 2 for the Undisputed Championship in a street fight. Now, I have very high hopes for this. And really, there's no right answer. If y'all say John Cena, it's really 50-50 here. It's a street fight. Anything can happen. Travis is no longer a part of WWE TV. So does somebody step up and help Cena? Or does Rock, the final boss, finally show up at a WWE PLE, a premium live event, and help John Cena and kind of do something at least with this storyline of John Cena turning heel? We have to have The Rock. And if we don't, maybe Kevin Owens comes back and helps Cody win. Somebody has to come help Cody, whether that's Punk the next night, help Cody win, and finally destroy Cena. I could definitely see Punk coming out there and helping Cody win. But at the same time, this is where it really gets iffy and really becomes a 50-50 shot whenever we get into the Seth Rollins cash-in. Rollins could definitely cash in, but I think it's only right Cody Rhodes wins. So for the match in particular, with Cena versus Cody in a street fight, Cody picked the stipulation. Cena was kind of ducking Rhodes. I think that we get Cody Rhodes winning the championship at the first 2-night SummerSlam. It's a historic PLE. There's no other PLE that's big enough like this. Cena's not competing at another WrestleMania. Cody has to win, and this is the biggest premium live event this year for the rest of the year to do it. So they have to pull the trigger on it. I don't care who you do it with. I don't care if Punk helps Rhodes. I would love to see, though, Rollins cash in with the help of Bronson and Braun. I would love to see that, because obviously we know that Braun and Bronson versus Jay and Roman is on night 1. So Braun and Bronson will be fresh by the time night 2 comes around. That's what we need. I would love to see Rollins cash in. I hope that's what happens, but that's obviously fan rumors, and half the time fan rumors do not come true, so I'm not going to believe them. But fans are calling for it. Triple H loves to listen to the fans, apparently. I think it's awesome. I think it should happen. If y'all hear that in the background, it's my monkey. She absolutely yells 9 times out of the day, 9 times out of 10 throughout the day. Anywho, next match, we have Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Naomi all going against each other in a triple threat match to see who will win the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. I love the way this match was set up. I love the way it all happened. I love everything about this match so far. I love how the storylines have played out. I love how Rhea Ripley and Io Sky have kind of came together to be on the same page to try to just take out Naomi, but it hasn't came a sort of storyline to where it's a John Cena trying to ruin wrestling type vibe. It's just Naomi winning. That's my prediction. Naomi's winning this match, and I think that it's pretty simple to see if you really look at it. Rhea, I would really love to see her win the championship. Io, she's great in the ring, but she isn't that good on the mic, and we can't understand her. She can't do anything about that. It's just a language barrier that is gonna hurt her throughout her career. However long she does this pro wrestling, it's gonna hurt her anywhere she goes. Besides, if she goes to a place that speaks her language, that's just how it's gonna be. She has a language barrier, and it's fine. Nobody really has an issue with it, but it's going to affect her if she becomes champion. We know it affected her whenever she was champion, but the in-ring aspect definitely kind of replaced the promos. But now it seems like Triple H is really going after storylines and promos and, little bitty details that we need to be paying attention to. So I think Io's not the right person to put the title on, and Rhea, she's obviously the right person to put the title on, but Naomi's just getting started, and we need to see Jade versus Naomi, Bianca versus Naomi, and Bianca's about to get cleared, hopefully, so she'll be back very soon. But yeah, I still just think that we need Rhea versus Io again, and we need Naomi winning this match right here. And next up, a 6-man tag team in a TLC match. Titles are going to raise up, and the tag team championships are going to be on the line. Your current champions are the Wyatt Six, and they're going against DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, Andrade and Ray Phoenix, Fraxium, and the Street Profits. I didn't really think we needed this match, but no. Let me completely rephrase that. I think we needed the match, but I think that some of these tag teams could have been put out. I think that Ray and Andrade was not needed. They were nowhere near the storyline whenever it actually happened, and they're a new tag team coming up. I think they should wait till next PLE on SmackDown to completely build themselves. But yes, they have won 2 times, which earns them a spot here. And they're brand new to this rivalry, so I don't think they're going to win. We're going to do a little bit of process of elimination here. I think that Ray and Andrade have no chance. I think that DIY has no chance. I think that MCMG has no chance because we're not in their hometown. It would have been an option if we were in Detroit. And the Street Profits, unfortunately, even though they're in their prime right now, have no chance. I think it's between Fraxium and the Wyatt Six, and the Fraxium has no chance either. So it's obviously going to be the Wyatt Six. I could be completely wrong, y'all. I don't work for WWE. I don't know who they're going to book. I don't know the current stuff that they have cooking after SummerSlam. I just watch the weekly shows, see what's backstage after during the week, and then give my thoughts on it right here. So I think that I would love to see Fraxium win the match, but I think that a tag team should have been thrown out of here. But in all seriousness, I think that there's only one right answer, and I think that the match is crowded, and we should have left out that tag team. But ultimately, I'm going with the Wyatt Six just because they're a great tag team. They're awesome in ring, and they really caught the fans' attention, and they still are catching the fans' attention right now. So I think it'd only be right if we keep the titles on them. So yeah, I'm just going to go with the Wyatt Six retaining here. I feel like that's an obvious answer. Next up is a match we've seen many times before, and Becky Lynch defending her Intercontinental Championship against Lyra Valkyria in a no DQ match. And if Becky wins this match right here, Lyra can no longer challenge for that championship again. Now, since it's a no DQ, Bayley's obviously getting involved. Who is Bayley going to go after? That's the main problem here. Bayley's going to go after Becky Lynch. Lyra has been disrespecting Bayley on TV, of course. She's been disrespecting Bayley, and ultimately Lyra beat Bayley to get that spot against Becky at the SummerSlam PLE this year. The first 2-night SummerSlam, Lyra is the ultimate reason why Bayley is not on SummerSlam, and that's why she's going to attack her. So I think that after the PLE, Bayley's going to join forces with Bayley. That's a very big hot take, but I'm going to live up to it, and I'm going to say it happens. I think that Lyra loses. Either Lyra moves up or Bayley beats Becky eventually, and which should have happened a long time ago. And we finally see Lyra beat Bayley for it and become the champion once again. It's going to be a full circle storyline that's going to continue the next 3 months. It's going to keep going. And even though we're already months deep, we have to keep going in this storyline. The promos have been great. Every week it's been something awesome. And I would say probably last week, the promo that Bayley cut was probably my favorite part of Raw last week. So I think that it's intriguing. They just need to run with it. And next up, we see Jacob Fatu go for the championship again and against Solo Sikoa in a steel cage match. Can Jacob reclaim the championship? I think he can. I think Jacob will finally get it done on this PLE right here. Even though he did lose it to Solo at King and Queen of the Ring, I think that he will win it back here with the help of Tama Tonga. We know that whenever Solo won the championship, Tama Tonga posted his like a emoji that he does, the yeah, that emoji on social media platforms, in which that kind of got me thinking that maybe he's going to come back at a PLE soon. And now seeing his first 2 night SummerSlam, we have to have him here. I think he's going to come back. I would love to see him come back, and I think that's what's going to happen. I'm really confident that he will come back, so I'm hoping that either Zilla comes back or Tama Tonga comes back, and I don't think Zilla's coming back just because of how great he's doing on the indies and how many championships he has, and he cannot leave those behind, and as we know, once you sign a WWE contract, you cannot go on these indie shows. So I think that, yes. Okay, by the way, I want to clarify. If you have a WWE contract, sometimes, obviously you have to get permission to go to those indie shows, but in your contract, now obviously I've never gotten a contract, but from what I've heard, a contract says that you can't go anywhere but WWE. You can't show up in AEW tomorrow. That's not how it works. But shows like GCW, we know Mike Santana showed up there. We know that certain people have showed up there that's in WWE currently. Or in TNA, and TNA kind of lets them go wherever they want. But with the partnership with WWE, some TNA stars do have to sign a light contract, I've heard, with WWE, just so they can be on the television. I believe. I could be completely off, but I believe what I've heard from backstage. I think that it would be perfect if we saw Jacob win this match, but I think that Zilla cannot go away from what he has. And lastly, AJ Styles goes against Dominic Mysterio in an Intercontinental Championship match. And man, I'm going to shoot this one straight. I'm going to shoot this one right here. Your thoughts are going to be exploded. I'm going AJ Styles. Dominic has had a very good reign. Very good reign. I think he's had an awesome reign. He's been champion for 3 months and 11 days, and AJ is on the point of retirement, so I think he needs to have another singles title before he goes. We know he last held the title, singles title, I believe in 2020, where he won the Intercontinental Championship. I believe that's the last time he's won a singles title. I believe so. I remember watching those matches of AJ and thinking, man, and especially of that tournament, it was awesome. But there's always the possibility that Finn costs Dominic Mysterio, but I think it's not a possibility for me right now. I have AJ Styles winning this match. I love everything about my pick right here, and I really hope it happens because with the current storyline of the Judgment Day, and especially if we see Alexa and Charlotte take the titles away from Raquel and Roxanne, I think that would really make the point extreme that we're going to get what I'm thinking here in AJ defeating Dominic, to where, especially the storyline they've been building, AJ's been looking really good, and he's been wanting Dominic to get cleared. They've put too much into the storyline to just have Dominic win and everything like that. I think it has to happen. But hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I know the SummerSlam predictions have kind of come a bit late, but that's with a lot of things on the channel right now. I hope y'all enjoyed this type of layout, and if y'all did, make sure to subscribe and like the video, and just try to comment if the comments aren't turned off. But let me know, would y'all want more better edits? Because I can definitely do that. But without further ado, I'm going to sign out of this 30-minute video, and I will see y'all boys in the next one. Deuces.